Okay, hello all. Good evening. Hope you're able to hear my voice clearly. So today we are going to understand how to handle this HTTP delete method. Okay, so far we understand how to deal with the get method and post method. Of course, tomorrow we are going to learn how to deal with the put and patch. That is again the most important. And yesterday we covered what are the path parameters and query parameters little bit so that we can cover those things as remaining things in that chapter, and then we are going to understand what are the response codes. That's the agenda for today. Okay, before taking action, let's take the confirmation. Yeah, hello. Team, are you ready? Only three students joined. Okay, are you ready or not?
Ready, sir.
Okay,
Ready,
fantastic.
sir.
So yeah, it's your choice. So this is what we have done yesterday. So first, let's go with a delete method. Okay, and meanwhile, I just open a Postman also, so that it will be helpful for us. Okay, this is not like a recorded session or normal tutorial. This is live training. You should involve and you should do practice now itself. Okay, I think most of the students are not interested in this way, but this is the best way to learn. HTTP get method. Okay, and we can take the example JSON placeholder because most of the people will use this one for testing purpose or in interviews also. They will ask you to take a reference from this JSON placeholder and build some code examples or some notes. I'm not sure why it is very slow. Okay, it's taking some time. Sorry for that. This is also taking some time. Okay, meanwhile, we can focus on access. So at least from tomorrow, I will open everything before starting the session. At a time, if you run multiple applications, should, I didn't run the server. Okay, fine. I think it's loaded. What's the other thing? Okay, sorry for the delay. So if you see, we'll get some routes. So get we understand with some path parameters, with some query parameters, and now today we are going to learn how to deal with a delete method. So for that, we need to prepare the server. Okay, get ready to answer few interesting thing. So I'm just preparing. Suppose if you want to deal with the delete, okay, we have a delete method. Okay, delete method, and we should pass forward slash. Here we are dealing with the users, and whenever you want to delete, definitely users should send a unique ID, right? Yes or no? So for that, yes, in the same way, path parameters, I'm expecting the ID. Okay, that's what we have learned yesterday. So this is the path parameter. Whenever you pass forward slash HTTP localhost 3000 forward slash users one, so it will consider, it will create an object that is request.params and one property ID, and it will read this value and it will store in that the property. Okay, and the most important thing, this is the handler of this route. So it should have the two parameters. One is the request and another one is the response. Okay, and so here we will get that id. Suppose you can say constant item id, whatever it is you can do. So it will get, you will get from request dot items dot id, you will get the id. Okay, so right now I will just do console.log for the confirmation that we are able to see that item id which you want to delete. Okay, this is what I want to delete. For now, I will do respond dot send. I will just give a simple message. Success. Actually, it is not success, but understanding purpose, I'm putting the success. So here, node index of s. I'm running the server now. So server is running at some port number. So let's take action through the postman so that we will get the client. So here, yeah, even if you want, you can go with another tab in the postman. So this time I want to deal with a delete, and of course the URL. Just copy the URL. So users, and suppose if you want to delete item which have ID 5. So if you want to see the details, because already we are taking the users details, same users array which is there here in our server in a object. Suppose item ID 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 10 items, and of course each item ID is like 1, 2, 3, 4, and up to 10. So team, just tell me which item do you want to delete? Quick.
Two.
Two. Okay. Let's see. I'm just giving /2 whether we are able to read that value properly or not. So send. Okay, what? Okay, we got a success message. Hopefully, we got the ID. So if you see, we got the ID. That means we are receiving the item ID which user wants to delete. Okay, now we should prepare our server in a proper way. So now tell me, I hope you have a good idea about JavaScript objects and all these things. Okay, we have 10 items and I'm giving ID. So you want to delete that particular object user details in that array based on this ID. Okay, just tell me what is the approach, how you will deal, how you will delete it. Just recollect your knowledge of array methods in JavaScript. If I give an ID, how you will delete that object based on that ID. No, just try. Just tell me the approach. Just tell me the approach. This is very important. In interviews, they will check whether you are able to think logically. Of course, these are the very simple things. These are the very simple things. In interviews, they don't ask these kind of simple questions. Actually, yeah. Tell me, anyone who are watching this video, pause the video and try to write the logic. Suppose I have a given ID. Based on that ID, you should able to find out the item in that array, and you should able to delete it. Okay, can I give some clues? Pawan, Sujan,
Yes, sir.
you need a clue? Okay. Splice and splice or slice. I have given a clue. Even you can check in the Google which one is useful to delete an item from the array. So I'm saying if we forgot what we have learned so far, it's too difficult to do our projects. Those are the fundamentals. Okay, now tell me which array method we need to use, a splice or slice. Just recollect what is a splice and what is a slice. What is the difference between the slice and splice? Quick, no problem. You can take help from Google or ChatGPT, or you can call your friend. Quickly recollect which one is the
Splice,
Sujan saying slice. Sure.
splice.
Slice or splice? Give me a spelling. Okay, just ping me in the chat.
Splice.
Sir,
SP.
splice. SPLICE splice.
SPLSE. Okay. If I use a slice, what will happen? Okay, fine. I don't want to trouble too much, but
It will get few values from
It
array.
will read the values.
Return.
Whatever.
it will return that portion of items, right? Suppose if you have 10 items, if you want to delete, if you do a slice, it is not going to damage the array and it will return a sliced items. But a splice will useful if you want to add a new item or delete an item in the middle of the array. Suppose if you want to delete an item at the end, you can use pop, right? But if you want to delete it from the middle of the array, we can take the advantage of splice. But tell me, if you want to deal with a splice, what are the things you need to pass? Suppose if you want to delete the item number 2, so how you will delete item which have a ID 2 with the help of splice? Yeah, yes, splice is the correct answer. But now tell me the logic. Just imagine this is interview. This is interview. You are attending interview. This is the question. Just try to solve it. Because learning JavaScript is not a big deal, but you should remember and you should apply that knowledge. Otherwise, it's difficult, no? Yeah, can anyone try? No problem. If it is wrong, I will help you. Tell me, what is the syntax of splice? First of all, suppose users dot splice. Okay, what we need to pass here? If I want to remove item number 2, that is what here what we need to do, splice. Check in the Google, no problem. Check in the Google. Check in the Google and tell me the approach. I know if I ask the question suddenly, you will feel difficult. No problem. Relax. Take help from Google and try to solve.
0, comma 1.
Okay, good. Very good. If I give 0, comma 1, what will happen? Tell me. Okay, what is the significance of this first argument? What is the significance of this second argument? Tell me. What will happen if I give a 0, comma 1? Whether it will delete a second item or a third item or a
Yes,
first item.
it will delete second item.
0 is the initial value, or 1 is the first value.
0 is the initial value, 1 is the first value. What is the difference between initial value and the first value?
Oh, sorry, sir. Like 0 is the first value, 1 is the second value.
Then if I use 0, comma 1, what will happen? Well, let's
It
see.
will delete. It will delete the
delete?
second one.
It will delete the second item. Okay. It will delete the second item. That means it should delete item number 2. Okay, let's see. Let's test it. I'm doing console.log. Console.log. After applying a splice, I'm just trying to do a console.log. Or even what will happen? It will return the deleted item. So deleted item. So let's see whether it is deleting id2 or id1. Okay, so the deleted item will be, we are sending a response, but what are the remaining details? We are doing a console.log. So node index server is up and running. Very good. Now same thing what I'm doing, I'm trying to delete an item which have id equal to 2. id equal to 2. So I think just a minute here. Just a minute. Huh? Yeah, team. Let's see what will be the output for this one. So I'm just giving a send. What happened?
One is deleted.
The item one is deleted, right? But what is
Yes,
our expectation? We should delete
sir. It is 1, 1, I think.
1 comma 1.
Yes, sir.
Why?
It is the place of 1 means it is the place of ID 2.
Yes. Okay, what is a splice? Just that's fine. Just go and take help from Google. Ask our Google mother. Splice in JavaScript. Okay. Read the documentation. Read the documentation. So at position 2 and 2 elements, right? This first one is the starting position. At what position you want to delete, or at what position you want to take an action. That is very important. So what we need to do here? We need to delete an item
1, 1.
because that will be there at 1. Okay, very good. Let me stop the server one more time so that it will take everything from the scratch. So right now we have 10 items again. Okay, now observe carefully. If I try to delete the item number 2. Yeah, correct or not?
Correct, sir.
Everyone should say yes or no, understood or not.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. But here, what we did, we just hard coded, right? Okay, we don't know whether this item 2 will be at second position or third position. What I'm doing, this is the item number 2. Item number 2. So I'm just moving this item randomly to some other place at some other index number. Okay, now tell me, I want to delete this particular item in that array. This is not at position 1 in that array. I don't know in which position I have had it, because right now 10, maybe if you have 100 or 1000 records, we don't know, right? So now tell me, I need this we should not hard code. Of course, this is one that is correct because we want to delete only one item. So but this is very important. I want the position, the index number of that particular item in that array. So the item ID is 2, yes, but I need that index number. I need that index number. So the constant index is equal to. So just try to check in the Google, or if you know how to find the index of a particular item in a JavaScript. If you just ask the Google or ChatGPT quickly, is there any array method is available to find out the index of an item? Try. This is very important. This is very important. You got a chance to
Find index.
what? Find index. Yes, that's perfect. Okay. So we need to, first of all, we need to find index. of that particular item which we have an ID. So what we need to do? Users dot find index of an item, arrow mark. Tell me what I need to write here. What is the logic here?
Request requested params are
Item dot ID equal
equals
to
to
parse in, because maybe it will come
yes
in a
sir.
string format. So request
Request
dot
that params start ID.
params dot ID. So once you got the index, what you can do? You can put that index here and you can delete it, right? Yes or no?
Yes sir.
So first we should find out the index number of that particular item in that array, then use a splice method and give the index number and how many items you want to delete, because here we want to delete only one item, so that I have given one so that it will delete. So let's test it. Let's test it. So now I'm just doing console clear. Okay, no problem. Here I'm not going to do console.log because it's a heavy thing. Just whatever the item we are deleting, we should get as a response. And we have a get method, right? Get users. Okay. uh, of course we have added a lot of things here, query parameters. Okay, let me do one thing simply. Whenever you use a get method, it will return what are the users available in that response dot send response.send. Okay, users. Okay, how many users are there? Because if you delete two items, it will return all the remaining 8 items. Okay, so that you can take the confirmation from the node index. The server is up and running. So now let's delete 2 or 3 items. Okay, I'm just deleting. Pawan Kumar, tell me which item I want to we can delete. ID, based on the ID. Just give
Three
me
three sir.
numbers from 1 to 10.
Yeah, it's three sir.
3, okay, because already I have selected. Yes, we have deleted 3. And next one,
Five.
5. Okay. So now let's go with a get method. Okay, get method. So of course, right now we are not focusing on path parameters. I want all the users details which we have in the at the server. So now we should not get item ID 2 and item ID 3 and 5. So remaining thing we should get. Then yeah, you see. Let's cross check. So here this is item 1 is there, 4 is there, 3 should not be there, 6 is there, 7 is there, 8 is there, 2 is there, 9 is there, and 10 is there. Okay, definitely the item number which have a ID equal to 3 and 5 we have deleted successfully. Okay, now tell me you understand clearly, or can I explain one more time?
Yes sir, understood.
Everyone should say yes or no.
Understood sir.
Understood, sir.
So now practice now itself. Okay, just take 10 items. Don't take simple array. Just take users details from the JSON placeholder and construct the route. Okay, delete route and at the same time get route, and I will check each and every student's mission. Okay, so that please complete now itself. Are you ready to do now itself, or let's postpone? What is your choice?
Now it's
Now itself?
maybe
Yeah, do it. Do it. Mute. So for now, okay, for now I'm showing the code, but don't copy paste blindly. Just understand what we are doing and implement it. Team done? Just give me a confirmation if you've done. For watching this video, please do practice now itself. Please don't postpone, because if you do now itself, you can learn quickly. If you postpone, that means indirectly you are postponing your success. Okay, fine. Do it and give me confirmation. Hi, Siddharth or Rangnath. Team done?
Yes, sir.
Good. Hi, Rangareddy, Siddhareddy.
Hi,
Hello.
bro.
Hello. Just introduce
Hello.
yourself.
Yeah, myself Ranga Reddy. I have completed my graduation in 2021, mechanical background.
Okay, good. And after that, what you're learning?
I have learned Salesforce.
Okay, completed full training on Salesforce.
Yeah, admin completed. In development part, I have dropped in from middle.
Okay, like what is the situation about the job opportunities?
No call.
No calls.
For freshers, there is less calls.
Yeah, like it's naturally once we completed graduation in 2021, and maximum we will get an opportunity by 2022, right? After
Yes.
that, people don't like industry don't consider us as a fresher, so it's a difficult situation.
Yeah.
Now, what is our plan?
I am looking to one more another technology to learn.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you
Like
want to okay continue.
I'm just thinking. One of my friends suggested Tosca tool to learn.
Which tool? Tasca.
Tosca automation tool.
Okay. Okay, good. But this is JavaScript full stack development.
Yeah. Yes.
Is it useful for you?
Yeah. It will.
But if you
Java
want,
is they have long anyway.
yeah, this is not Java. This is JavaScript. Of course, if you have a knowledge in Java, you can understand JavaScript. It's not a big
Okay.
deal. But you should learn from the scratch, like from zero again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of concepts are there. But
Okay.
again, because already you have learned Salesforce, and again, if you start learning JavaScript, again, it will take a lot of time, right?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Anyway, we can discuss later. I think you joined in our group yesterday only, right? If I'm not
Yes.
wrong.
Yes, bro. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we can discuss in detail. Okay.
Okay.
But already you already spent more than 1 year on Salesforce. Again, if you want to learn JavaScript full stack development, again it will take another 1 year. So instead of wasting 1 year here in JavaScript full stack development, if you put much more effort on Salesforce, maybe you will get a job easily. But I'm not sure about the opportunities are there in Salesforce. So we can discuss.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Thanks for joining. And remaining Pawan Kumar, done the task. Delete one.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Done.
Pawan Giviti,
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Om Prakash. Okay, fine. Let's jump into the another interesting stuff. Are you ready to learn one more interesting task
Yes, sir.
topic? Okay.
Yeah.
And first we can tell me Om Prakash done. Ready?
Ready, sir.
Okay. So now we can focus on error codes. That is very important. Then of course we can finish the path parameters and query parameters pending things. So HTTP response status codes. This is very important. This is very important. So you see, we did we have sent a request, right? Can anyone tell me? Do you found any status code in the screen in the postman?
Yes, sir.
Tell
200
me what.
okay.
Tell me what's that?
200 okay, sir.
Yeah, fantastic. So if you see, you're able to see that, right? 200, okay. And even with whenever we tried with delete also, we got 200, okay. Okay, that means the request has sent from client to server. If server received the request and server did the um, handler properly and it has sent a request properly, so that it is at 200. So by just checking the status code we can understand a lot of things. Okay, so in the same way in HTTP we have lots of codes. Okay, so majorly because even if you see it will start from 100 and it will end from up to the 599. So total around 500 status codes are there. But we no need to boycott each and every status code, but we should understand these categories, and we should understand a few important regularly used status codes, so that it's easy for us. So these informational responses, normally some we will use rarely these things like sometimes just continue the same process or switching the protocols, because if you're following one protocol and at the server it is just changing the protocol, like we will use in a general way. But this is very important. So successful responses, it, if you see, uh, if you observe carefully, the successful responses are starting from 200 to 299. That means which, if you got the status code in from 200 in 200s, so definitely you can say that that is successful. And here 300 to 399 is a redirectional. That is also not that much regularly used things. But here, if you see, this is very very important. Success responses and client responses and server responses, very these are very very important. Okay, of course that doesn't mean these are not important. So these are regularly used things. So observe carefully, client error responses. Suppose if something went wrong from the client side, whether suppose if you didn't send a request properly, if you didn't pass the user ID properly, or even if you have done some mistakes on sending the object, the body which you are passing the payload. So if you have done any mistake at the client side, client request, we will use, the server will send a response. The server will use these status codes. And if something wrong at server side, if something went wrong at server side, so maybe server is not ready, or server is taking too much time to run the process. If something happen at server side, so that our server will send a status code from between 500 to 600. Okay, this is just a simple general information. Of course we can dive deep into those things now. Understood what are the error codes little bit?
Yes, sir.
Just tell me, if you got status code in 200s, what does it mean?
It
What?
is successful.
Yeah, successful. If you got in 400s,
Data
huh?
not
400s.
something.
400 means client side or server side?
Client side,
Okay, 500s.
server side.
Okay, this is just for recollecting. Okay, was just I hope you will remember for a long time. Okay, now let's see. Because so far we have seen only 200k, 200k. So let's do some mistakes. Okay, whether my application is running or not. Yeah, it's running. It's running. But if you see, I'm just giving 155. Tell me what will happen here. I'm giving a wrong user ID. Whether it will give an error, whether it will give a different error code or something else. Just guess it. No problem. Whether it will throw an error, whether it will give a status code like something went wrong at client side or something went wrong at server side. Just tell me. Just guess it. Just guess it. Quick.
Something wrong at client side.
That means it should be something wrong at client side, because the client is sending a wrong ID. Yeah, very good. Who said this one? Who said?
Pawan sir.
Very good, Pawan. Okay. So if you see, just try, because whenever I ask the question, whether it's a right or wrong, just try to answer. So that will improve your knowledge. Okay. So fine. I'm just sending a request. What happened? Tell me what happened.
200. Okay.
We got a 200. and we got the item ID as 10. That means I have given 155, but it is deleting item number 10. So let's say something, because maybe from our logic side it is wrong. Send. So one is there. Already we have removed 3 items, right? 2 items previously. So 2 is there, 9 is there, and why it is deleting the 10th item? Anything wrong here? What is happening? Even I don't know really, because we are sending item number 10, item ID as a of course 155, but definitely 155 should not be there, and we should cross check what is there, what we are getting at index number. Okay, that is very important, because that is leading the problem. Of course we are going to, because that is validation is very important, because if we got the request and we should validate whether he is sending the request properly or not. Right now I'm just restarting the server. Right now we have 10 items in the array, because we are starting the server one more time, so don't get confused in that way. So right now we have 10 items in the array, 10 items in the array, and I'm trying to delete 155 again. Let's see whether it will delete. Of course, naturally it will delete the last item. Why it is deleting the last item? So if you see, whenever you try to find out the index, whenever you're trying to find out the index, whenever you're trying to find out the index, this is really awesome. That's why I love JavaScript. What we are getting at here, what is it? What we are getting index number -1.
-1.
So whenever you give a -1 here, whenever we give a -1 here, what it is doing? It is deleting
Last item.
last item. Okay, why? Because if we give a -1, why it is deleting the last item? We can cross check, because there is a logic behind that. But this is wrong, right? This is wrong, right? So if I give a 155, definitely we should return a error message like, hey, this item is not there in the server, like item not found, right? Most of the times if you're already worked in a front end, so maybe you have experienced this one. So if you don't find the item, because if you got the item, definitely you will get the positive index number. So if you are getting -1 means the item is not there. So we should not pass this index blindly. So it is just doing, it is deleting the last item. So that is the blunder. So that what we need to do, we should implement the validation here. Okay, we can implement the simple validations. Of course, in the coming days, we are going to install a node package like a Joy. A lot of things are there to implement the validation. So right now we can make it simple. So here we should add a if condition, right? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So if we got the positive index number, what we need to do? We should execute this item. Okay, just a minute. And response. Just. Why my mission is taking. Copy. Okay. Here we should check index number should, if it is greater than or equal to 0, right? Even if you got the index number 0, yes, we should take an action. So if index number is less than 0, that means it will go to else block. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So that means that is a proof that the item is not available, right? If it reaches the else block. So if it is getting the positive index number, and we are going to take this action that we are deleting that item. Otherwise, we should send a error message, error code with a. So this is a problem at client side, right? Now just explore what are the things at client side. So right now we didn't find the item. So whether 400 bad request, we should not take that one blindly. 401 unauthorized, no, because we didn't implement login authentication process. 402 payment required. So far we didn't implemented payment request. Forbidden is also not there. That means it will leads to some authentication. So now can we use this one? 404 not found? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, because whenever you try to delete an item and that item is not available in the database or at the server in an area format, whatever it is, so we can send a error code that is a 403. 403 means not, sorry, 404, sorry, 404 not found error. So how we can send the error code? So observe carefully here. This is really awesome. Response dot status. Okay, response dot status. Here we can mention what is the error code 4.1, and again another callback, another promise or callback function. Okay, attach the callback function, and here you can send a response. What we can say? Item not found,
Found.
or you can say, even you can give a generic message, error, item not found, like that. So we, even of course in coming days we are going to send a response in a much more mature way, but this is just a beginning so that we can follow this approach. So observe carefully. Here we are sending a response in a blind way, but shall we send a response with a proper success code? Yes or no? Status dot send. Of course, we can pass this. Okay, now tell me, we have 200 to 299, right? Which one is the suitable one? Which one is a suitable one? So let me open the HTTP error codes, because if I explain which one we can take, uh, you don't get a chance to explore the things. So now tell me whether we can go with a 200 okay or 201 created, 202 accepted, 203 not authoritative information, 204 no content, 205 reset content, partial content, already reported. Now tell me whether we can go with 226, 208, 207, 206, 205, 204, 203, 202, 201, or 200. Which one is suitable for this situation?
200 and 202.
200 and 202. Okay. Of course, 202 is for the request has been received but not yet acted upon. But we have taken action, right? Yes or no? So if you see, observe the
Yes, sir.
definition of that. So server received the request, but server didn't take an action. Maybe it is postponed or some other reason. So, but 202 is not suitable. So yes, definitely. So the request succeeded. The result meaning of success depends on HTTP method. Even though get, head, or put or post, whatever the HTTP method, you can use it. If it is successful, yes, this is a useful one. Shall we go with 200? Yes or no? Do you agree?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's do that. So now I am doing here 200, and the success message, of course, we are sending the item which we have deleted, and if we don't have that index number, definitely it should send the error item not found. Please use the proper ID. So let me run the server one more time. Node index. Now observe carefully. If we try to delete 155 now, hey, if you see 404 not found, an error item not found, is it good or not?
Yes, sir. It is good.
Okay. Understood or not, everyone? Just tell me, understood or not? Pawan Kumar, Pawan Giviti, Om Prakash, who are watching this video in a YouTube, just give a like, because I'm saying this is really, really useful information. I know we have 10,000s of tutorials are there, lakhs of videos are there. Still, it is useful for beginners. Okay, so just click on that like button, and once you have done a practice, if you have done a practice, then only comment. Otherwise, no need. So if you have done a practice, if you understand, just leave a comment in a YouTube in our YouTube video that completed or understood. If you have any question, ask me in the comment section. Okay, and one last thing is pending, right? So, so of course, don't try to buy hard these error codes. So try to use them, because whenever you are implementing the logic, suppose if it is a success, and so just then go back to the 200 to 299 and read out, and just pick one thing, and don't do it anything like a blindly. So, and I told you that something pending at path parameters and query parameters, right? The only thing is, okay, in the last session we have done uh, only one parameter, but we can pass multiple path parameters at the same time. We can pass multiple query parameters. Okay, and at the same time, I told you that yesterday I have a little bit confusion about the query parameters, right? So nothing, it's simple. Suppose so how you are dealing with the get is the same, but query parameters are optional. Query parameters are optional. So you can, based on that query parameters, just implement the logic properly. Okay, so I will suggest you some article to understand more about the path parameters, especially. So that is, go to the official documentation. Okay, express js. Okay, reading the documentation, very, very, very important. Otherwise, here check request dot params. Okay, hopefully you will get. So request dot param section is there, like a path parameters. Just control F. Maybe it will be route parameters. Okay, Kosna. Uh, sorry. I want to get proper documentation. What I have path parameters, Express.js, Express routing. He has provided lots of examples. The route methods are there, route paths are there. That is different. Of course, we are going to discuss in detail about the different thing. Yeah, this is the route parameters. Okay, route parameters and path parameters are same. So if you see, even we can pass users user id and books id, so that url formation will be like this, and you can get the path parameters in a object. So there are multiple ways. Okay, so if you see, you can go with the colon from and to. You don't need to put like a forward slash user forward slash books or something. So if you want to read like this, okay, right now don't worry, just type in the Google that path parameters express.js. You will reach out this one. Otherwise, just remember this, the page. Go to guide and routing.html, and this is the assignment for you. Assignment for you. Okay, I will explain. Okay, I will explain after some time, but just try to read the documentation. Try to implement multiple routes with this path parameters with this combination, so that you can learn a lot. Okay, is it okay? Are you ready to do a assignment? If you got confused, definitely I
Yes,
will
sir.
explain. Okay, very good, team. We have done delete today. Okay, delete. So please do practice. So far we have covered get. So far, and post we have covered, path parameters we have covered, query parameters we have covered, and delete we have covered, and HTTP request information we have covered. Of course, response also same thing. In response also we will have a headers and the payload, and status code is very important. So we have covered today, and tomorrow is the most important thing, that is put and patch. Okay, so please do practice by before the session tomorrow, so that you will understand a put and patch, so that we can complete CRUD operation successfully. Okay. Any questions? One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, if you don't have any questions, just enjoy the day, do practice, and get ready for tomorrow. Don't miss tomorrow's session. Thank you, and bye bye.
Thank you, sir.